Thanks for joining us. I'm Lorelei Shamayo. We're Metaphysical Empowerment and Wellness Events. We have events throughout the Northwest in Seattle, Portland, Salem, Eugene, and now also online. We interview our practitioners, our readers, healers, and vendors, so you get a chance to know who we are before you meet us at an event. So I'm here today interviewing Sarah Adams. So Sarah, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks so much for having me. What a pleasure.
So great, yeah, to have you. I'm very curious to hear you talk about your work, and I know you have a slideshow you want to show us. Is there anything you want to share, just a little bit about you or anything about your work before you start your slideshow? Or
Well, yeah, just kind of going to share a lot of different things in the slideshow, but basically my passion is really uplifting people and illuminating their journeys, bringing a sense of understanding the higher intelligence behind the healing journey and just connecting them with all kinds of tools to assist them during these times of great transformation. So, yeah.
Great.
Are you ready?
Well, yeah, I'm ready. Let's go.
Okay.
I'm excited to see.
I'll share my screen. So this is a PowerPoint that I'm going to share. And so there's my screen there. I gotta minimize that. All these buttons, things I have to pull over. Gotta close that. And here we go, it's in here. Pardon me while I take a while here. Let's see.
It's okay, here I can pause for a second. Okay,
you ready?
Great. Yeah, great.
Okay. So this first slide is showing us the tree of life, which is our organic divine blueprint. And it's a 12-tree grid. And so in my work, my intention is to restore the divine blueprint, because the divine blueprint has been pretty badly damaged in this fall into separation consciousness. And we're coming through a time where we're really being restored into our divine blueprint. So this is a picture by Willow Arleana. I want to mention her because I have a bunch of her pictures and she gave me permission to use them. She's just a delightful artist.
I do too. I have her work. It must be out in the hallway, but I have a bunch of her work also.
Isn't it just gorgeous?
Yeah.
Yeah, so beautiful. So that's the first slide. And then this is a more scientific picture of the 12-tree grid.
Oh,
we really see how it looks.
Are there 12 different trees or are there 12 parts?
There are 12 spheres, and these represent the 12 dimensions of the divine blueprint. And so you can see they're at various places in the body. Sometimes I'll do energy healings with sound and light language, and it's really to cleanse and purify all 12 dimensional spheres in the body. That's kind of the intention behind my sound healings and my energy healings, is to really bring that 12-tree grid, because we have 12 different bodies and we have 12 different spheres in every body. And so there's 144 spheres, right? That's a lot of cleansing and purifying to really return to our divine blueprint. So moving to the next one. So the state of our true, I'll just say it again, divine blueprint is a union between the masculine and the feminine. Now, this doesn't matter what body you're in, but if we think of the electric as the masculine and the magnetic as the feminine, the state of our healed being is to have a dance, a fluid dance between the electro and the magnetic, right? So this is the sacred marriage is our goal, right? And we hear a lot about twin flames. We hear a lot about twin flame union. And ultimately, our ultimate twin flame is our own self, right? And so as we restore the sacred flow of love within the self, we come back into our divine balance, into source consciousness connection. So this next slide is one of my favorites. This is Catherine Andrews. And this, let me move this little thing so we can see what it says here. Oops, I don't want to cause any weirdness. Anyway, it says, I'll go back. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I recognize so many of these.
There's Willow Arleana again. I'm trying to get back a little bit. Let's see, previous. And previous, yes. So it says the repaired circuitry of superconductive light. So that's really the state of our highest bliss, is when we have this communion occurring all the way down at the cellular level. The DNA communicating with itself fluidly is what creates these states of bliss and unity consciousness, and the experience of oneness with all of life. So everything I do, whether it's the song medicine or past life regression or communicating with guides and allies, it's to bring the person into the next level of their healing journey. So this one, so we move to this one, and this just says connecting with your allies. So I love to connect people with all different parts of the living matrix, whether it be the devic realms or the angelic realms or the aquafarian whales and dolphins, power animals, you know, through shamanic journey. And when we open a session container, you know, we never know what's going to happen. We set the intention for exactly what that person most needs, right? And then we just go to town and see what we come up with. And so this next slide, I want to move this thing without doing anything weird. I wonder if that's possible.
I don't see anything else.
I did it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go over there. Perfect. Healing of the mother-daughter matrix. Now again, this is not like just in women, but this is the Divine Mother, right? Coming and being with the one who walks in time and space. Because we've had a lot of separation between our human self and the higher self. And so I love it. I love this picture. Again, Willow Arliana. So I do a lot of inner child work with people. You know, most of the things that I do are connected with the things that I have worked on with myself through the years and with my clients. So let's see, let's move to the next one. Again, helping facilitate the connection between the one in time and the higher self, right? That has the infinite knowledge, the infinite wisdom, the bigger picture, you know, to help the one in time. Because sometimes it's hard to know, like what is going on and what's the purpose of all the suffering and the adversity that we're enduring during this time. And there's always a greater purpose. And again, this brings us to, this is helping illuminate your path with the gene keys. Now I'm going to show you, let's see if I can minimize this. This is going to be, you know, maybe I won't even do that right now. So the gene keys is a map, and it's connected with astrology. It's connected with the I Ching. But the gene keys really helps us understand that in all adversity, there is a potential for incredible gift, an incredible growth. And it's just a beautiful technology. It's kind of a variant, a branch off of human design. And human design, right? Are you familiar with human design, Lorelei?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, so Richard Rudd, he was a human design teacher. And then he kind of started wanting to do it a little differently. And he got fired from human design because he was starting to come up with a whole new thing. And he went away for like, I think it was about 40 days. You know, it's like Yeshua, Jesus, 40 days. And then he had this massive insight, and he channeled the entire Gene Keys book. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. So I love to bring these into a session to help people really understand the main themes of their lives and kind of, you know, the method to the madness, you might say. Okay, I don't want to go too long here. So
I've not seen some of this newer work by Willow too, so this has been lovely seeing.
Oh, I love Willow's work, yes.
And this, yeah, another lovely artist. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this, I'm not sure. This is like, what is her name? Natalie?
It's Nicole M-I-Z.
Oh, it's right there. Nicole Miziana, I think it is. Mm-hmm. She's lovely. So anyway, a lot of times in sessions, I'll bring forth song medicine. And it's just like really simple songs that help program the DNA with positive affirmation. So this picture was just reminding me to tell you about that. And then, I just love this picture. This is again Willow Aliana. And this says, assisting you in your return to the organic me. And actually, so there's been a lot of infiltration of our original organic matrix. And one of the main passions that I have is really helping people come back into the organic rhythms of life, you know, just to really feel our connection with nature and our connection with things unfolding in a more step-by-step way, you know, because the mind will get in there and things get complex and there's just rhythms that are not natural. So our divine blueprint is to be completely organic. And again, we are returning to that. We're shedding a lot of inorganic layers to return to that beautiful seed code of our divine human blueprint. And then healing the inner child is such a passion of mine, to help that inner child, because I've had a very, very active inner child healing in these last 38 years. 38? Let me see, 1983 was when my journey of the dark night of the soul really hit, in 83 when I was 18. So I've been at this for a lot of years now, and I'm trying to do the math. 83, is it 35 years, 36 years?
Yeah.
Okay. And a big specialty of mine is helping people who are afraid, who have panic attacks, and helping them to interrupt that fear spiral and return to their hearts and feel safe, calm. And this one, I love this picture. This is the Arcturians. Another big part of, you know, I don't want to rush that last one. It feels like it needs a little more time. It's saying, are you kidding? You need to go back. Previous and previous. So yeah, so this, for me, I went through a 7-year journey of extreme terror and panic attacks. And I have an expertise in meeting people that are experiencing panic and really going into that dark cave and reaching out my hand and leading them back to their heart, because I've had to do that with myself so much. So there's a great passion to help people that are suffering from panic, to lead them back to love, that they can have peace again. And we see this prison, you know, when you're really, really afraid, it's really like being in a prison. And in the Gene Keys, my sole purpose is liberation. So really at the height of my being, whatever I bring, I'm here to assist with liberation from suffering, right? From anything that limits us. So yeah, I love this picture. Really amazing. Okay, now moving on to this other aspect. I love working with frontline light workers, you know, really far out galactic beings that are having a challenge coming into their physical bodies. And so these are definitely like different, there's so many different people that I love to work with. This is a special, I love this group because this is so much me. And this is me. So it's like working with myself right where I am right now. So this is a cool picture. And I think there's one more picture. Oh yeah. So oftentimes in a healing session, we'll go into a past life regression where we have a timeline of pain and suffering and limitation, right? That's locking in a lot of limiting beliefs. And we'll go into that timeline and we'll rewrite it. And it's just so beautiful. I love this picture because the light, you know, is coming out of like the story of her life. She's rewriting it in light. So I love that picture. And then just returning to the heart. So much of my work is about untangling the mind and just helping people come back to the heart, the simplicity of the breath and the silence of the mind when it drops into that sweetness of the heart. And do you recognize this? This is Willow Arliana again.
I think it's called Cosmic Heart. Yeah, I have that.
Cosmic Heart. So much of healing and so much of the gene keys in their shadow frequency. Each key has its adversity and its challenge. And it's always about mind dominion. At the shadow level, the mind is dominating. And as you increase in the frequency of that same key, the heart and the mind come into fusion. And then there's 3 layers. There's a shadow, there's a gift, and there's a resurrected gift in the gene keys. So the resurrected gift is this total sacred marriage. The shadow is total mind dominion over the heart. And the gift is a mixture of kind of finding the way, beginning to see the way. And then the resurrection is like total communion. So I'm really going fast here. Okay, almost done. And I think, this was my 8-week, I still have this course, my 8-week immersion called Coming into Divine Embodiment. So there we go. If you're interested in my course, you can totally get in touch with me about that. My website is sarahhopeadams.com. So I'll pop out of here and then you can ask me questions. That was like a whirlwind.
It's great. Maybe could you say your website again too?
Yeah, my website is sarahhopeadams.com.
Okay, great.
Sarah with an H and then hope and then adams.com.
It's on the screen. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right, let's get out of there. And I can stop my share.
It's great. Oh, sweet.
And we're back.
Yay. And I love to just
Whirlwind.
all the images that you showed. So the colors and the circumferences of all the light behind you, of all the color. It's great.
Isn't it pretty? Oh, this guy.
The matching colors and the colors behind you. And
this is my rose scarf. I just love it. Rose is such an unconditional love, symbol.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, now take a breath.
Yeah, so there's so many different things that you do with people. Do you blend lots of them together at a fair, or are there particular modalities that you focus on?
I really do. I mean, when I'm in person, I've got my table, right? And I've got my crystal bowls and I've got my tuning forks. And I can really be with people's bodies, which I love. On an online fair, I can do definitely some sound healing, some light language. It's not quite the same, but yeah, I mean, there's such a variety of tools. It's kind of like I've got this medicine bag and I just kind of really tune in and then see what wants to be called forth. It's kind of like painting a beautiful picture.
So sometimes people, I imagine, they're just interested in you and the energy of all that you bring and whatever it is that you see. And sometimes they come with a particular question and then you start and you wander.
Yeah, I mean, the way, even though I have a lot of multidimensional origins, what I love the most is just really to be kind of old-fashioned, really, to just meet the person and say, where are you and what do you most need? And that's what directs the session. And sometimes I'll channel energies and allies. Sometimes we'll go right into a past life session, but it all comes from that person coming to me with their need. And we go from there. So I never know. It's like, what's going to happen?
That's great. Well, thank you so much. And so, yeah, people can find you at sarahhopeadams.com.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so those of you listening, watching, you can find us at MetaphysicalEmpowermentEvents.com. We look forward to seeing you at our fairs throughout the Northwest and online. Thanks so much, Sarah.
Thanks, Lorelei. I hope that slideshow wasn't too long.